Nested styles are immensely powerful in InDesign, and this exercise was built as the perfect example of how it can save you tons of time in formatting. We're going to start with a new blank document, and in the new document window, I'll make sure facing pages is off. I'll set the page size to letter, and I'll make it 2 columns. I'll leave my margins at 1 inch, and I'll click OK. And we'll start by placing text that was already typed in Microsoft Word. So I'll choose File, Place, and I'll place the University of California doc. When it's loaded into my cursor, you may notice in paragraph styles it brought in the normal word style and heading 1. These disk icons indicate they're imported styles. And it's important that you hold down the Shift key when you click at the upper left corner. Shift does autoflow, which, if I look at my Pages panel and hold down my Shift key and click once, I've got 8 pages in 8 spreads. And facing pages are off, so the bottom line is we have 8 pages. I'm going to double-click to get inside the text and zoom in with Command plus or Control plus. I'll hold down Alt or Option to temporarily give me the hand tool and scoot this text over. To see how this text was typed, I'll go to my Type menu and choose Show Hidden Characters. This symbol means the regular return or enter key was pressed. But here, after the office name, they used a soft return, Shift return on the Mac, or Shift enter on Windows. And when the address was completed, they pressed their regular return or enter key, and the rules start over. That's how we get the power of nested styles for this example. I'll click 3 times to select the first line, and to create a nested style, I need to start with a character style. So I'll hit Character Styles, and I'll build a new character style called Office. I'm going to make sure Apply Style to Selection is on and Preview is on, and in Basic Character Formats, I'll choose the font Myriad Pro, the style Bold, and the size 14 with a leading of 18. I'll click OK, and now I'll highlight from Berkeley down to the web address. This character means the Tab key was pressed after typing web. I'll build another new character style called Address. In Basic Character Formats, I'll choose Myriad Pro, Regular, Size 10. Leading 12, and I'll click OK. And the last style I want, I'll highlight the web address. And in text formatted like this, the dynamic spell checking can be distracting, so I'll turn that off under Edit, Spelling, Dynamic Spelling. For catalog or directory work, you may want that disabled. And I'll build a third character style by hitting the panel menu and choosing New Character Style called Web. In Basic Character Formats, it's still the Myriad Pro Regular 10 on 12, but I'll turn on Underline. And for the character color, I want to do that Web RGB blue. So I'll double-click on the T and choose Color Mode RGB, and just slide the blue all the way up. When I click OK, I do have to scroll down and click on that RGB blue to see it kick in. I can confirm that it kicked in by looking at the T that's blue here. When it's highlighted, it shows the reverse of the color. And I'll click OK again. Now, if I choose Window and Info, and click once anywhere inside the text, you'll see there's 136 paragraphs. And for all 136 paragraphs, I want to make these 3 style changes. 1 for office, 2 for address, and 3 for the web. So I'm going to go to paragraph styles, and the normal style that's built in, I want to modify to create nested rules. I'll double click on normal, and on the middle left, I'll click drop caps and nested styles. And what I want to do is for the first line, I'll click new nested style, and I'll tell it to do the office style. Instead of doing it through one word, because there's different numbers of words for that first line, I'll click on words and choose forced line break, which is technically a soft return. Then another new nested style, and you'll see when I hit that, the bold kicked in everywhere. This time I'll choose address, and I want this one to do through 1, and instead of the choices that I have here, I know the web address I want to stop on the colon. So I'll simply type a colon character in. And when I click below, it's applied that up until it encountered the colon character. I'll finish it off by hitting new nested style of web, and it can stay through one word. Now the tab character gets underlined, so you may need to make a rule that makes this do none through one tab character. So instead of this, I'll choose none through one tab character, so it doesn't get underlined, and then new nested style of web through one word. And now it's perfect. If I click OK and I fit the page in window, I can see throughout this document as I scroll down that all of it is kicked in. But if I zoom into this spot by clicking once and hitting Command plus or Control plus, I could see they have email and web. So I'm just going to make the rules continue on. Another thing I want to make sure I don't allow is I don't want any addresses to split on 2 columns or 2 pages. So what I'll do is when I double click on the normal style, in Keep Options, I'll keep lines together, but all lines in paragraph, and that will force it to the next page. Then I'll choose Drop Caps and Nested Styles and make it do new nested style of the address through 1, colon. Then new nested style of none through 1, tab character, so I don't get an underline. And finally, new nested style of web through 1 word, and that kicked in. I'll click OK, choose View, Fit Page in Window, and now I could simply scroll through the document to see if I find any spots where this is off. The last thing I'll do is I notice there are a few 2-line spots for the office style that have a little bit too much leading. So I'll double click on office, and in basic character formats, I'll make the size 14 and the leading 14, and that cleaned up these lines. And there you have it. That is the immense power of formatting all 136 paragraphs with a few simple style rules using nested styles.